Welcome to Book Nook, the coziest place for book lovers to chat about the stories that shape us. I'm Barbara.
And I'm Marie. And each episode, we dive into the books we love, the ones that challenge us, and everything in between. Ready to talk books? It's time to turn the page.
Hello, you.
Hey, Barbara. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. I heard that you woke up really early to go for a run.
Yeah, I'm that person who wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, go for a run, have my matcha, go for a walk.
Wow.
Yeah, but I hear you have a new patient. You do your plates and glasses and everything. You're an artist now?
We'll see what the result is, but for people listening, I went to, this coffee place where you can paint on mugs. I mean, I chose a mug, but you can choose from a different variety of pieces that you can paint, and hopefully it's going to turn out okay. I tried some new things. We'll see. I think the lemons that I, drew do look weird, but it's okay. It's
Maybe we can start a line like Book Nook merch.
Book Nook merch. Yeah. Hopefully not painted by me. But I'm excited to see the results. I'm excited.
Yeah, please
I
post.
think
We can post the pic on our Instagram. I'm sure
I
the
will.
listeners will be very happy to see your heart.
Yeah, it's gonna be my special mug to drink while I read. I guess I can do that. You know, if it turns out okay, but otherwise, I try to keep in mind when I do like activities like that anyway, I'm here for the fun, not for the result. I'm like, it's okay if it's not perfect. It's
Yeah, I
okay. Like,
agree.
it's gonna just be, artisanal piece, unique piece. My lemons are gonna look weird, and no other mugs are gonna be like this, right? So
And I think we agree this is a very cozy activity.
it is.
Look what I did there, because today we're talking about cozy mysteries.
Good transition.
I'm trying because last time you had like a fab transition, so level is super high for this episode. So yeah, we love cozy mysteries, and I think we have so many books to add to your TBR.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
actually, um, we picked this topic because it's also a good, well, it's good to read cozy mysteries, for every season. There's a cozy mystery for every season, but I guess since they're usually easy reads, that's a good summer read as well.
yeah,
The only thing that is really hard for me when it comes to cozy mysteries, a lot of them are part of a very long series of books. It's like you have 10, 12, 20, whatever books in the same series. And the problem is when you read one, you want to read them all. I mean, if it's good. And so that's the only struggle that I have entering the cozy mystery genre.
yeah. But it can be seen as a problem or as an advantage. I love that because we can see the evolution of the characters. So, but we won't go into details now. Let's start with a short introduction because it's important to share why we love cozy mystery so much. First, it's set in the UK, so that's a good point. But I think, and I don't know, maybe you can tell us, Marie, if you like thrillers or suspense or horror stories, but that's not really my style. I love a good mystery. I love detective stories. So like cozy mysteries are great. I'm not really into thrillers. So I think that's the best way for me to have like my detective like stuff. But like it's a safe space. There's drama, there's tension, but it's like in a warm blanket. It's predictable. It's
Yeah.
charming. So
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I have read any thrillers or hardcore detective stories. There is one very famous book that was released recently that is in my TBR, and I bought the book. It's called The Housemaid, from Frida McFadden. So I did buy it. So I guess that's going to be the first one that I read. But I agree with you. I like the cozy mysteries. But if we ever pick thrillers as a theme for Book Nook, I would be happy, because then I can try it out, focus on that, and for 1 month read a lot of thrillers.
Yeah.
I would be happy about that, but I'm not an expert, and I've read only cozy mysteries.
And that's so satisfying. Like you can curl up like in your sofa with a nice cuppa and your cozy mystery. And
Yeah.
yeah, but just
And it's very interesting what you said about the UK, because I think obviously there are other cozy mysteries happening in other countries. And I did read one of them that was set in the US. And I think there are a lot of cozy mysteries based in the US.
yeah, I can imagine a series like maybe in New England, like in autumn.
Exactly. You described it. That's exactly what it was. It's like small town, US, small town US, and then you have something happening. That's it, best description.
Pumpkin pie contest.
Exactly. But I do agree with you that what I like about the cozy mysteries, and I actually don't really know if it's just the genre is from the UK, or like a lot of British authors wrote cozy mysteries, but to me it feels like very natural that it would happen in a small English village with, and I think we're all maybe influenced by Agatha Christie in general.
Yeah,
Like her books have been so famous, and not just cozy mysteries, and we're going to talk about that. Hercule Poirot as a character as well. So I don't know if that's why, but maybe we can give the main features that
yeah.
define a cozy mystery,
Yeah,
because
and I
we
was
did find that
thinking
out.
when you just like talk about the Britishness of it all, I think like what I like most with cozy mysteries is the banter, and it's very British, and it's what I really like here. Like you banter all the time. It's
Yeah,
witty. It's like you play with words. It's very intellectual in a way, but not
yeah,
in a posh manner.
yeah,
In a
yeah,
really, when you like words like us, like
yeah,
you just enjoy having this kind of conversation. And yeah, I think in every cozy mystery I read, it's always witty. So that's
yeah,
what I like about this kind of books.
yeah. So we're talking about the ingredients, because,
Yeah,
well, I'm going to share this with people listening, but I told Barbara before we started recording that I wondered if Sherlock Holmes was a cozy mystery. I mean, I love the series Sherlock, with Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes. So I was like, oh, is it, can I talk about it during the episode? And apparently it's not cozy mystery, because he's a professional detective. So in cozy mysteries, the typical ingredient is you have an amateur sleuth. So someone who is not working for the police, or not really a detective, but just happens to solve a mystery. And also the tone, we talked about it, but it's not dark. It's
yeah.
just light. Even though there's a murder, it's still light. It can be, as you said, witty, a lot of banter happening between the characters. Third ingredient, the setting. We talked about the small town, energy,
Sherlock
small
Holmes is in
village.
London.
Yeah,
Like
Sherlock Holmes in London, so it doesn't work.
it's not a cozy mystery setting. We need a cafe,
Exactly.
like in the countryside or in the coastalls by the sea.
You're right. That's why. That's why. And also, typically in cozy mysteries, there isn't a lot of violence. So even though there's a murder, it's not like graphic, or like gore.
Yeah,
Which
it's a delicate way of killing someone. Very polite, very British.
I'm killing you with my politeness. Oh my god, yeah, that's that's true. Um, so yeah, those are the ingredients, and that's what makes this genre so interesting and so fun to read, and also listen to. I listen to some of them as audiobooks.
Cool. So now everyone knows what are the main elements of a cozy mystery. So it's time for us to share our top recommendation.
Yeah.
And you've got tea, or like you got your mug, so
Sorry.
it's Yeah,
I
you're in
have.
character. You're ready to solve a
I don't have
murder.
tea, actually. That's true. I have coffee. Sorry, listeners. I should have had English,
Yeah,
breakfast tea, but I don't have that. So I do have coffee with oat milk. Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a package with shortbread
Yes.
for the
And
next
shortbreads.
episode.
Shortbreads. I love shortbreads.
So, my favorite cozy mystery series, and it's 6 or 7 books. I can't remember now, but it's the Nosy Parker series by Fiona Leach. I hope I don't butcher a name, but I just love this series. So we have the main character called, she's Jodie Nosy Parker. She's a former police officer, and she moved from London to open a catering business in Cornwall.
Oh.
But she still finds a lot of crime scenes. So her police work is not behind her. And what I really love about this series, it's like the setting first. So you're in a small village by the sea, like there's this very strong sense of community. And the main character, she's witty, she's a bit sarcastic, she's nosy in the best possible way, like looking through the window, what's happening with the neighbor and everything. It's something I do, so don't judge, please. And she's not a flawless character, but she's clever, she's determined. And because she's a caterer, there's so many food description, and I'm a big foodie, so I love when they include recipe in the book. So 2 great ingredients, and of course, because if we don't have romance, it's not a good book for me.
Oh.
So there's a stubborn romance with the local police officer who is from Liverpool. And I love the relationship because it's a slow burn and it doesn't take over the plot. So it adds depth, but it's a great partnership to solve crimes for the first few books, and then it evolves into something else. So if you starting cozy mysteries, that's my top recommendation. Like Nosy
Nice. I
Parker by Fine Knowledge.
Okay. I haven't read it, but I'm intrigued. Cornwall setting. Also, the food thing. I think I told you this before, but when I was, looking at ideas of books to read, because we're working on this genre of cozy mysteries, I don't know how I ended up hearing about a Japanese book called the
Yeah.
Kamogawa Detective Agency. And so I borrowed it online and I was listening. So I was listening to the book and I realized that the kind of detective work they do is it's a restaurant and people go there and they ask for a specific dish from like way back. For example, if I had one dish like 10 years ago and I want them to find them. So it's like detective, but for food. If that makes sense. So it was not at
So
all a
cool.
cozy mystery. No one dies, like nothing to do with cozy mysteries, but I ended up listening to this book and it was very Japanese because I mean, wait, sorry, I'm not a very knowledgeable Japanese literature person, but it's just that all the Japanese books that I've read are so different and so philosophical in a way. I don't know. It just anyway. Maybe you would like it. It's just like talking about food I mean,
Okay.
obviously Japanese food. So sometimes I don't really know exactly what they're talking about, but it just gives you this. You
Yeah,
just
you
want to go
can
to a
even
restaurant.
smell the food.
Yeah, and they describe it so well. But anyway, that was a tangent on like food and me wanted to because I was like, okay, maybe I can find cozy mysteries in other countries, other places, different ways of approaching the genre. And I ended up with a book that was not a cozy mystery, but
But we love a food tangent, so not a problem at all. I've got
okay,
another
good.
series to recommend. So it's the
Oh,
Kate Palmer series by Dee MacDonald. Again, we're in Cornwall. Okay, I've never been to Cornwall, but I have to go, obviously. quite a long way from York, but like it
Yeah.
seems so beautiful with beaches and seafood and everything I love. So maybe I can do a special episode from Cornwall. But yeah, Kate Palmer. Rue is Kate Palmer. So she's a retired nurse and she moves to a coastal village for some peace and quiet. But she ends up to her neck in suspicious death, so classic for a Cosy mystery series. And what's really interesting is that Kate is a nurse. So she has a practical lens on things. She's not all about instinct and I've got a hunch. She's got a bit of science on her side. And there's a very interesting dynamic with her sister too. They bicker all the time, but they love each other, obviously. So yeah, I love the dynamic with her sister.
Is the
The
sister
tone,
part of? Is the
y-
sister working with
yeah,
her on solving the
yeah,
mysteries?
of course.
Okay.
The tone is a touch more serious than Nosy Parker, but we're still like in a cozy zone. So you get your mystery, but you also get your moments of warmth, of humor. So another great recommendation. I don't remember how many books in the series, but I think it's like 5 or 6, maybe 10, because I stopped counting.
10.
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
But yeah, if you think about Cornwalls and just want to escape, that's a great recommendation.
Okay, there are like 7 books.
Okay.
Not
I
too
think
bad.
I think Nazi Parker, it's 7 books too. So you'll
Okay.
get 40 new books to read.
Okay. Wow. Well, I mean, I have a really good recommendation as well. And I realized listening to you that most prompts for cozy mysteries are people retiring and then finding themselves in settings where they can solve murder mysteries. Because the book I'm going to talk about is called, the series is Agatha Raisin's Maybe Mysteries. I don't know the title of the series, but because each book has a name, obviously. And why I'm talking about this and jumping on that when you're talking about the number of books, I think there are like 20 or 30 books in the series. I actually don't know because I just started. I just received online because I'm borrowing them the 4th book. So already 3 down, but there are like so many. And I think, so the author, she died, MC Beaton. But
So who's writing the
someone,
book now?
someone else, I don't remember. A friend of mine told me, sorry, I did not prepare well for this episode, apparently. Um, I don't remember, but there are still books, being released nowadays. But anyway, there are a lot of books in that series. I just started. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish. Uh, but I guess it could be like from time to time, me picking up one book and then maybe in a few years, I'm going to be,
Yeah,
late with
that's the
Agatha.
best way, I think, to go through the series.
Yeah. And anyway, so Agatha, she's a retiree. So she retired. So she's this woman working in London as a PR, like she has her own PR agency in London. She retires, decides to move to the countryside for, I don't know, her, enjoying her retirement period. I don't know, like just, I see,
Peace and quiet.
yeah, but I'm saying, I don't know, because she's this very active person and she loves the city. She loves being, the center of attention. Anyway, so that's why it's very unusual for a character like her to move to the countryside. And anyway, she finds herself having to solve mysteries because in the first book, it's called The Quiche of Death, which is such a good title. She wants to participate in this quiche contest in the village, very like village activity. I don't know. But since she's very bad at cooking, she decides to buy a quiche, which ends up being poisonous. And that's how she starts her career as an amateur sleuth, because obviously, well, she's responsible or like, she's entangled in that death. But it's very funny. I don't know. For example, she likes this guy from her neighborhood. So, her neighbor. and she tries to seduce him, and it's the funniest thing ever because he's not interested and he's just like spooked by her, energy of I want to date you. And yeah, she's just an incredible character. And she befriends I don't know his title, but he works for the police, detective, but he's young. So I don't know if that's junior detective, whatever the name would be for that. So she befriends him, and I don't know, it's like this very warm village. You can feel the community aspect of it, and so, yeah, I think it's very famous. So I'm recommending it, but I know people at least have heard of it. For example, in France, it has been translated into French. And so you can see them very easily in bookstores, the French version. So anyway, she's a flawed character. We love her. She's funny. All the ingredients are there. There is no, like for you, Barbara, I'm thinking there is no, there's a love interest for her, but it's, there is not this romance.
But I like her anyway, so that's okay.
So, for people looking for that, it's not an important storyline but still it's worth it. Very easy read, short reads. So Agatha Raisin.
I agree.
So I'm wondering how the author picked the name.
Yeah.
Because Agatha, obviously I was thinking of Agatha Christie because obviously
But
thinking about
maybe
mysteries.
that's the reason.
I assumed, and I think in the first Agatha Raisin, they mention Agatha Christie or Miss Marple. I don't remember.
But why, like even her surname, that's weird because it's a French name.
No, and raisin. I don't know if in Britain they use it as well for the word raisin, but it's grape in French. And I think it's my understanding of it is since it's a bit a silly book, not silly, but it's like, as you said, like the banter, the wittiness, and so sometimes it can be a bit silly. And so my assumption is the author wanted a very like, it shows in the title, like Agatha Raisin, like that's, an unusual, funny name, right? It's a bit silly as a name. And, even the titles, the Quiche of Death.
Yeah.
So forth, what a smart title for a book.
We love Agatha Raisin, but she's not the only retiree, detective retiree we love. And it's almost like a new subgenre of Cosy mystery now. The retirees going after the bad guys. And I know you've got another favorite to share with us.
Yeah, I think it's probably the first Cozy mystery I read. And so it's The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman.
Super famous. Maybe the most famous Cosy mystery of them all.
Also, we're going to talk about it afterwards, but Netflix is adapting it. At the end of the month, we're going to get the
casting
movie.
Is gold. I can't
Exactly.
wait.
But subject for another day. So Thursday Murder Club, it's just so good as a cozy mystery, but as a book as well. He's such a good writer. And as you said, it happens in a retirement house, even though, it's a very, how should I put it? It's
like
a retirement.
retirement
It's a luxury. Yeah. It's a luxury retirement, village, let's say. So it's pretty big and probably fancy. It's not, the next door retirement house. And so we have this group of 4 people and they have their Thursday Murder Club. So every Thursday they meet to discuss cold cases that the police did not solve. And their dynamic as a group is just amazing. It's very, very British. We talked about that at the beginning of the episode. Oh my God. A lot of references to, very British stuff like tea time or, stuff like that. And they end up with their very own live murder because, as I said,
oh, exciting.
someone ends up dead because they work on cold cases, so maybe 20 years after it happened, and they have access to the files, but they end up with someone dying close in the community, and so they have to work on that. I don't know what to add, but it's very good. I listened to it, and the audiobook is read by Leslie Manville. She's a very famous British actress. She, for example, played in The Crown. She's one of the Margaret season 5 and season 6 Margaret. So Queen Elizabeth's sister. She's amazing. Reading this book, really, I'm impressed at how professional actors and actresses can deliver a perfect
I should
audio.
listen to the audiobook.
You what? Sorry?
I should listen to it.
It's worth it also because at the end of the book, there is an interview of the author. So I think that's a very interesting format, having, the author talk about the book. And well, he's interviewed, so someone asks him questions, but like why, how he, wrote the book. It adds something to the experience of listening to a book instead of reading it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Thursday Murder Club. It's a book full of plot twists, several murders. We don't just have one murder. We have several in the book.
Yeah. And every time we think like we know who the murderer is, there's a plot twist.
That's why Richard such a good writer, because he gets you there. There are a lot of emotions in his book, not just obviously it's hilarious, but it's also sad, it's deep.
Yeah. But the passing of life too. Like, what does it mean to get old? So yeah, that's not just banter and murder, and it's also like philosophical in a way.
Yeah, and that's impressive because I don't know how old he is, but it's like he understands what it feels like to be, someone in their 70s, 80s in a retirement house and going through changes and seeing your friends die around you, because that's basically what happens when you live with other old people. So anyway, excited about also the next books, because I only read the first one and I know there are 5 books in the series. So I'm excited about
4 and then the new one in September. So
sorry, yeah, I'm already projecting that, but yeah, 4 books and a movie. I'm excited. I watched the trailer and it got me even more excited.
I have to say, because when I was a kid, I used to have a crush on Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. But now I see Pierce Brosnan, like I still love Pierce Brosnan, but I had a bit of a shock. I'm like, oh my God. It could be my grandpa, and I had a crush on him.
Yeah. I mean, what you don't see, because, we also,
Yeah, I know, we're getting old too.
But I agree with you. To me, Pierce Brosnan, he's the James Bond from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's my James Bond. I know, like, each generation, they have their own. And I did watch, the newest James Bond with Daniel Craig. But still, to me, Pierce Brosnan is, the original. And I know a lot of people would say Sean Connery, for example, is their James Bond. But, yeah.
So we're going from one legend to another, because we're talking about James Bond, but we can talk about Agatha Christie now.
Yeah.
Because we can't do an episode on Cosy Mystery without mentioning Agatha Christie, because she's like the inventor of the formula. In her books, you've got the eccentric suspects, the final plot twist and everything. And
reveal.
Like, of course, there's Miss Marple. So Miss Marple is so smart, and I always loved that she wasn't just an old lady. She was super observant. Nothing escaped her, nothing. And we talked before the episode about Hercule Poirot, because I thought he was like the character of a Cosy Mystery, but he's not, because he's a professional. So now I know Hercule Poirot cannot be considered as part of the Cosy Mystery genre.
But we're going to rule on this and decide that he's part of it, because we love Hercule Poirot. And so to us, I mean, when you look at the official ingredients for a cozy mystery, a lot of boxes are still ticked, right? It's just the fact that he's a professional, but in the end, and I haven't read all of them, but I remember when I was a teenager reading some of them and discovering Agatha Christie and being impressed. Her character, he's so resourceful. He's so funny. Obviously, he's a bit proud. He's a proud character, but that's part of his charm. And
I have, like, we're talking about Hercule Poirot, and I have these memories of my granddad watching the TV series like every afternoon, and I remember him just falling asleep. And I was the one that's staying in front of the TV watching Hercule Poirot. So then, like, when I got a bit older, I read the books.
Yeah.
So yeah, great memories.
A friend of mine, she's obsessed with the series. She loves it. Like, it's her. I think it's in her top series ever. She loves Hercule Poirot. Like, she has the DVDs. So
that's so cute.
That's saying how much she loves Hercule Poirot, the series. So, but it's true that some. I mean, I'm not an expert in the series. I read some of the books, but I think the first one I read was The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I don't know if you read it. Oh my God.
I read them all. I got the collection back in France.
Oh, really? Wow. The plot twist in that one, I mean, I'm sure the plot twist in other of her other books written by Agatha Christie are good, but this one, I was just impressed.
Yeah, really good Poirot. Agatha Christie, thank you. So I have something to admit. I'm a bit obsessed with Waterstones. It's a bookshop chain in the UK. So every day during my lunch hour, I go to Waterstones just to see the new books, have a chat with the salesperson. And I recently moved to Yorkshire. I love it here. I fell in love with the city, with the area. It's so beautiful. And in our local Waterstones, there's this special area with Yorkshire authors. Because if you didn't know, many like famous authors, including the Banter sisters, are from Yorkshire. And there's an entire like subgenre of Yorkshire cozy mysteries.
Wow.
So that's exciting. And the salesperson made me buy Julia Chapman series. So I've got the first two books. It's called the Dells Detective Series. The Dells, it's an area like an hour from York where you've got, I won't say mountains, but I can say hills, and you can go hiking. It's beautiful. It's very atmospheric. You have like quaint little villages, market towns, the moors. It's beautiful.
Wow.
And in this series, you follow a duo. You've got a disgraced former detective and the local dating agency owner, and together they solve murders. That's so funny. You've got like village politics too. Their banter, it's next level. I just love them. So you've got this amazing setting, or you're in the Yorkshire countryside. You have the hills. They have tea every day at 3 p.m. There's like stories with like the local farmers and the sheep and everything. And of course, you've got like a slow burn romantic thread running through it all, because they've got a push-pull dynamic that keeps you guessing. So we're 5 books in, but you're still guessing. So slow burn for sure. So if you're looking for something different and a cozy mystery not set in Cornwall, you can go to Yorkshire. So yeah, I really love that series. And bonus point, there's a dog, and I love dogs. So for me, it's a bonus.
You not only have your love storyline, but also the dog. Wow, that was the perfect series for you because you know, living in Yorkshire, and it's good to discover something written where you live. So
yeah,
that's nice.
they mentioned, because I spotted other series too, and because it's a bit atmospheric here, and especially in York, it's an historic city. There's like a castle and walls, and it's the perfect setting for mystery, actually. I can imagine like writing a mystery, like you're in the city at night and someone is murdered by the minster, which is the cathedral. So yeah, I could totally picture that.
Wow. Okay. Intriguing. Nice. I have a spotlight too before we finish, but it's not a book. It's a series, and it's
Ooh.
not even inspired from like it's not a series that was adapting a book, but it's okay. It's still worth it. It's called Miss Fisher Murder Mysteries. It's a series happening in the 1920s in
I
Australia.
love the 1920s.
Australia, even though it could be somewhere else. It's like the Australian part of that doesn't, it's not that
It
important.
doesn't play a part, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't play a part in the episodes, but the character, she's amazing. She's so bold and so cheeky, and she has this, okay, you're going to be happy because there's this love tension with the actual
Okay.
police detective that she works with, and it's just perfect. I watched it several times. Actually, it's my friend, the one I told you, who loves Hercule Poirot. She loves mysteries. So she told me about this series a few years back. And it was, yeah, love at first sight with this series for me.
Wow, okay, I have to
And
watch the series now.
I watched it several times. Some of the episodes are so good, even though I knew what was going to happen. And I think that's a good testament of how good it is, because when you know what's going to happen and you still want to watch it, it means that, or read it, I guess, if it's a book, then it's just, you're there for the ride. So yeah, Miss Fisher, if people want to have the atmosphere of cozy mystery without having it as a book, that's a good recommendation.
We love that. So I
Yeah.
think it's the end of our recommendation
Yeah.
today. So yeah, it's as we said, like cozy mystery. Like it reminds us that no matter how complicated life gets, there's like always a solution, and preferably if you live in the countryside and find yourself involved in a murder, maybe you can help the police and be more nosy. So yeah, if you have other recommendation to share with us, please do.
Yeah. Comment on social media or on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're
Wherever
listening.
you get your podcast. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, everyone. Bye, Barbara.
Bye. That's it for this chapter of Book Nook. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Book Nook the podcast for more bookish fun, and we'll see you next time. Until then, happy reading!